let me show you something. A volunteer plant growing on my porch. Look at this. At the very beginning, I thought that's a not pumpkin, that's a cucumber. But then I looked at the stem and I realized this is a young pumpkin appearing out of nowhere in the pot together with white salvia. And what in the world am I going to do with this little baby pumpkin growing at the beginning of September here? I guess I will let it grow a little bit bigger and just harvest it. I have no idea. But today I had such a lovely day in the garden. We had a beautiful day. And you know what? We have this very strange, at least me, I had a very strange feeling that I didn't need to rush anywhere. Two of our kids went to college and we have mixed emotions about it with my husband, my oldest son and my daughter. So suddenly we have only one youngest boy in the house, and I feel like I don't have to carpool and rush to different sections after school. And I had a lot of time in the garden. So look what I did. I seeded this here. Let me show you. Oh, on this side, there's a big thing going on. We took our tree down. Yes, the apple tree. And I know a lot of people feel terrible about cutting trees. But you know what? When we have a small garden and we cannot afford space for volunteer plants or plants which are not working well, I don't have any issues with correcting the mistakes and just taking plants out. So this is a tree. This was the apple tree. Very not tasty apples. And this is what we did with my son. We cut it all the way to the ground. I'm going to cover it, seed it with this grass, and leave it like this through the winter. In spring, that stump probably will produce little water sprouts, and I will keep cutting them off. Eventually the roots will stop and this section would be cleared. But this tree will keep living. You know what? I have a plan. I'm going to harvest all these long, beautiful, very flexible stems, and I'm going to create a beautiful support for my caryopteris plant. Look at this guy. He is starting to bloom. You see? This guy is 3 or 2 years old. He is famous for producing wonderful lavender blue blooms at the beginning of fall. And this is variegated variety with yellowish leaves, which I like. I like that color of foliage. So what I was thinking here, since it's kind of difficult to mow here, because caryopteris falls, has a little falling habit, I'm going to create the same like a circular wattle fence, which I created right here for my clematis. And by the way, clematis are struggling bitterly here. Oh, we have hummingbird flying. Was that a hummingbird? We have salvia growing at the porch, and every morning, if I'm very quiet, sitting on the chair, hummingbirds do come to that salvia. So look at this guy. He is mighty struggling here on the sun. So I made this wattle fence, and I think it's a successful story here. It's doing its job here, being a decorative and kind of protects my clematis. So I want to do the same with that caryopteris, and I think it would be a very decorative one. Will protect my plant from frisbees and whatnot flying in the garden, and the mower as well. And I can reuse my apple tree to give it another purpose, you know. I'm collecting here all the long, flexible sticks which can be bent into shape easily. the moment of truth. Oh, little guy, he got a little stressed here. Okay, here we go. Oh, one is broken. All right. What do you think? Does it look better? I think so. Apple tree doesn't create long stems. It divides very quickly. But I managed to create something, you know, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Good. Job well done. One more thing I wanted to tell you. I wanted to congratulate John on his retirement. Very often when John leaves messages on this channel, his messages are very thoughtful and filled with old garden wisdom. John looks like John is a gardener for many years, and now officially he is retired from his gardening position. So my sincere congratulations, John, and have the most wonderful retirement. And for all of us, happy gardening, and I will see you in my next video.